Hey guys, thanks for tuning into another video. I will apologize if you hear any kind of little flickering in the background. The kids are being super loud right now. Thankfully, the dog is quiet. Sometimes it's a little bit of a challenge. Oftentimes I'll go into my car, but it's getting quite cold. I live in northern British Columbia, Canada, so starting to get a little cold. Would prefer not to go out to the car. Here I am anyways. Star Wars has the title of the Charmin Obaid Chinoy's Rey-focused movie been revealed. I did skim this. There's actually quite a bit of information that we can talk about here. So we had been hearing that Daisy Ridley might be in talks to return as Star Wars sequel trilogy lead for a future project set in a galaxy far, far away. Wait. Is it galaxy or galaxies now? That's what you got to ask yourself now. With the new galaxy in Ahsoka, it's no longer a galaxy far, far away. And the news is finally confirmed during Star Wars Celebration in London back in April. Yes, that's right. She walked out in the red dress, and yeah. It'll be set 15 years after the events of Rise of Skywalker. So we can bet that the all-powerful Rey, who can touch someone and turn them from the dark side, and yes, people, that's Star Wars canon. Look it up. She turned Ben's mind from the dark to the good when she healed him from the lightsaber wound. So I made the joke that if they ever did another movie with Rey, it would just be called The Chase, because some Sith Lord would be the villain, and then all she has to do is just find him, catch him, and touch him, and turn him to the good. And this is why some of these ideas from the sequels are so stupid, because it's like, Rey's so powerful that, like, what threat could there possibly be? Like, honestly, that you know, even if she can't use the Force on someone, she's so powerful in every single way that it just becomes, you know, and then she's got all the Jedi now, and even, you know, who knows, Ben maybe be a Force ghost speaking to her as well, so now she has to face any enemy, it doesn't matter what it is, she just tap into all the Jedi, and she's all the Jedi. Anyways, 15 years after the events of Rise of Skywalker, so she's going to be even more powerful than that. Plot than healing Ben from the dark side, shooting lightning back at Palpatine, even though he should have just stopped, and all the other things. Like, where are they going to go? Like, 15 years later, she's going to be even more crazy. So it's like Miss Marvel. It's like a superhero. It's not Star Wars. Plot details are still mostly under wraps, but we know that Rey will be a powerful Jedi Master. Well, I guess. She's already the most powerful ever, other than some video games, you know, like Starkiller or something like that. But that's a video game. It's different in a video game. They have to make it different in a video game. Running her own trading academy when we catch up with her. What we're exploring is the evolution of the Jedi. Oh no, Kathleen Kennedy told Empire when the project was first announced. Removing 15 years after the Rise of Skywalker, the First Order has fallen, the Jedi are in chaos. And there's even a question of how many exist anymore. Why would the Jedi be in chaos? 15 years later, and the Jedi are in chaos. Why? It's been 15 years. Why wouldn't Rey have started to establish a Jedi Order, done all, like what's she been doing? And Rey's building the new Jedi Order based on the text that she was given and that Luke imparted on her. But why would the Jedi be in chaos? That doesn't even make any sense. See, and this is where Kennedy just makes no sense. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. The First Order is gone, so you must have some new galactic political machine that's organizing things. If you don't, then you have maybe multiple factions of groupings of planets or systems and or just individual systems. But as long as they're functioning on their basis of their laws, like any other, like a small country on Earth might exist within, you know, its own laws and culture. There's nothing wrong with that. But the Jedi are in chaos, and I don't understand that, because at the end of the sequels, really, how many Jedi are there at that point? Because we know that there's a bunch of them, way too many of them, through the OT, but are they in chaos because they don't want to fall under Rey's leadership? Or are they in chaos because they just don't know where to go? But, like, this chick literally defeated Palpatine. She's the most powerful Jedi in history, other than video game Jedi. So what's the issue? Wouldn't other Jedi be like, hey, let's go join Rey? So again, this is just weird. Though we're filing this one firmly in the rumor category for now, the YouTuber Star Wars Mag, who has shared some accurate details in the past, has heard that the Rey-focused film will be called Star Wars A New Beginning. What we're exploring is the evolution of the Jedi 15 years later, and it's called A New Beginning. Here's my prediction, folks. If this stuff is true, we know that what Kennedy said is true for sure, right? Evolution of the Jedi 15 years later. So the Jedi are going to evolve, meaning beyond what Rey already was, which was this untrained, just doing, mind tricks, which is a Jedi, master or high-level Jedi trait. So we've already just said that, what Obi-Wan said about this taking time to learn, all that stuff doesn't matter. Rey's beyond that. She's just something else, she's a god Jedi, right? I have a video called She's a God Jedi, because she is. So where is this supposed to go if she's going to evolve even further, and it's 15 years later, according to Kathleen Kennedy? So is this like Miss Marvel now? It feels like Star Wars is becoming more like Marvel superhero, where there's actually even worse. At least in Marvel, there's some explanation as to why these people have these powers, but it's just they just have them with no explanation, so it's even worse. And now we're gonna say we're gonna evolve even further from what she's already capable of doing. So where is she going? Or is she saying it's evolving in terms of the rules and regulations of sort of the Jedi Order, which was already Luke's, right? Like Luke already realized attachments aren't necessarily a bad thing, and would have ran his new Jedi Order different. But of course, we're giving Luke's arc, which was the Palpatine destruction, all those things, Luke and Anakin's arc, to Rey. She's the new beginning. They decided to have Kylo Ren burn down the temple that Luke created and everything else, and the school, because Luke was a retard and thought about killing his nephew and ignited his lightsaber, which makes absolutely no sense. And therefore, Rey just gets to take it now because it was given to her by Rian Johnson years ago. A little on the generic side in terms of the title, New Beginning, sure, but it does sound like Lucasfilm would be a title they would go with that represents a relaunch of sorts for the franchise on the big screen. Even if this is accurate, there's a chance it's simply a working title, although it might be worth noting that Kennedy did reveal that work on this movie is further along than we realize, so it might well prove to be the official title. And I will say this, they have canceled a lot of Star Wars projects, and I've had people comment to me on Twitter that this will be just another one that they're going to cancel. And I would suggest, and have been suggesting, that if there was ever one movie that they had planned to do that they will not cancel, it's this one. Why? Because this is Rey. Everything Kennedy does is self-inserts. It's brunette women doing phenomenal things and taking over, whether it's Indy 5, whether it's Rogue One, whether, whatever it is. Even in Willow, we had that one chick that was like very prominent. So this is what Kennedy does, because Kennedy is insecure because she was sort of mocked by Spielberg and told that she just got coffee, even though she's actually a really good organizer and good at staying on budget and all those things that an executive producer does. She unfortunately is insecure and therefore is now inserting herself into the creative process where she doesn't really belong. Some people just aren't very good at that. It has nothing to do with man or woman. It has to do with the fact that some people are just really good organizers and managers, and some people and are not very creative, and some people are the opposite. They're very creative, but they're also very disorganized. You think of how many authors and artists that have sort of messy offices and stuff like that. They need somebody to clean up their stuff because they're messy, but they're also extremely creative. So she just isn't that type of person, so she's been self-inserting and doesn't really know what to do. And there's a whole lot of people in the industry right now that are like that. We've seen that with so many different things, where there's just this idea that if I put myself in there, it makes it creative. And it's like, no, it doesn't. You're just like dreaming about what you could be. Maybe if you were in Star Wars, you would be Rey or whatever, right? But having said that, this film is going to happen, and I think it's going to bury Star Wars once and for all. We've been working on that film for a few years, and all of that feeds into our overall storytelling. She told Yahoo. So we've just got to a point now where we've got a wonderful writer in Stephen Knight, and we're probably going to see a script in the next month and a half that we've been working on for quite a while. So we're getting close. In other words, she's very optimistic, right? Because this is her big character. Rey's her big character. That interview was conducted back in April, so even taking the recent Hollywood strikes into account, pre-production will surely be at a more advanced stage than it was 6 months ago. Exactly. What do you think? Would it be you be happy with A New Beginning as the title? Who cares about the title? A New Beginning. I'm looking at, what does that mean? We're exploring the evolution of the Jedi. So they're going to change the Jedi, folks. It's going to be major. And it's 15 years after Rey was already the most powerful Jedi in history. Other than maybe Grogu, who also, where did he learn healing from? Did somebody in the temple actually know healing? Because if they did, why didn't they use that on Padme or teach anyone else? Why is Grogu the only one who knew how to heal? Explain that to me. Why didn't Mace Windu or Yoda or any of the council members know how to heal? Or know who knew how to heal? They didn't, because it didn't exist. They just made Grogu heal because, and there's no explanation. And you can't tell me he learned it at the temple, because if he learned it at the temple, other people would have known it too, and nobody did. So this is going to be a disaster. So my prediction is, yes, this will come out. This will take the Jedi into Miss Marvel level stupidity. The nuance will be gone. The whole idea of the Force being sort of this mystery is already kind of gone, but it'll be completely gone. It'll be Rey as basically just a total superhero. And then they'll try to make some villain that is a struggle for her, but it won't be, because it won't be believable, because she'll be so all-powerful. And I think this is going to be, I hope and pray they make this. I know they're going to, and it's going to be, this is going to bury Star Wars. This will be the final nail. I'm actually excited about it, guys, because that might finally be what breaks the camel's back, and then they're forced to sell to somebody who actually knows what they're doing and isn't insecure and isn't trying to prove themselves like Kathleen Kennedy is, because you don't want that. You don't want people proving themselves. You want people being creative and making something cool that people will like. That's what you want. Just like Peter Jackson said, I'm not here to insert modern ideas or political ideas into Lord of the Rings. I am here literally just to make the book on screen and honor Tolkien, who is the ultimate creative in that IP. And so his job was just to be the messenger, right? Convert it from words in a book into the screen. Kennedy, unfortunately, is insecure in herself and doesn't want to go by the lore that was established by George Lucas originally and wants to change things. So I can foresee a totally ridiculous evolution of the Jedi that becomes just so stupid that nobody is really interested anymore. You guys let me know what you think about this. Is the title, does it even matter? A New Beginning. Because we're going to change what Jedi are, so it's a new beginning. It's not the title, it's what they're going to do. The title just reflects that. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Are you looking forward to this Rey movie the way I am, in the way that I am? Or are you just saying, like, I want this character to burn? Let me know what you think. Thanks for listening. If you do like this content, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And if you like my content, please check out my channel. I have lots of stuff about Star Wars and some other things as well. Again, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and have a really good day.